Good morning, y'all. It's officially my holiday break, so I'm gonna do a little day in my life. I don't have to go to school. I guess it's a Sunday, so I didn't really have to go to school anyway, but I'm counting this as my first day of break. It's like 9. Cole and I went to bed at like 3, so he's not up yet, but I'm gonna make some coffee, make some breakfast, and then I'm gonna make dinner technically so that he has something to take to work today. Hi, Mommy. Let me show y'all. Oh, not the basket. More. Oh, why can't I point at it if I'm not? Let me bring you closer. So I might have convinced him to let me open a Christmas gift early because I want to make some little treats to give to our parents and like my sister-in-law. So he got me a KitchenAid. He got me a KitchenAid, bro, and a copper bowl. Right. Anyways, there'll probably be multiple times I'm just staring at this bad boy. And I will be making cookies later because obviously I have to break it in. So it was really a gift for himself because he's consistently asking me to make him cookies, and I like don't even have one of like the hand beaters. So it's really hard to make really good cookies because you can't cream the butter and sugar together. And I was like, oh, that'd be really nice. I really want to try. Obviously, my sourdough escapades have kind of failed. So I'm hoping during this break, I can do that and it'll be on the front of my mind. I'll get into the habit of checking on it, and then we can continue instead of what has happened with this last one, where I just forgot I even had it. And in my defense, I was taking my like hair school finals and stuff, and like there's a lot going on with like our building flooded. I have I really had a bad instructor this last time, so that was kind of fun. There's a couple things that went on, but and it was like a big month for family. Like there's just a lot going on. I don't know how people do the Vlogmas thing at all. That was very, very ambitious of me, but we are gonna make some breakfast right now. I am filming today and I'll probably film a lot these next couple weeks because I'll be home by myself all day, or I'll be with Cole in the mornings, and then once he leaves for work, obviously kind of the same vibe. But I have peppermint mocha coffee, so I'm gonna make one of those. I have a grapefruit I want to eat, and I'm gonna make I have like cinnamon raisin bread, so I'm gonna make French toast with that, and I have sausage links to cook, so we're gonna make all that. And then for dinner, I'm just doing like little air fryer chicken bites, and then super seasoned rice and some queso, and probably some black beans and corn, like super easy. So that I'll also kind of maybe have going at the same time. I might have to do them separately just because my brain, like, I don't know if it could function doing both, and it's kind of early, but we'll see how caffeine does. Okay, I'm honestly gonna watch YouTube while I cook all this because it's really boring to just stand here. But then I'll show you when it's all done. I put it up because literally the bread goes in the mixture. Egg and milk. I do egg, milk, vanilla, cinnamon, brown sugar. Gorge. And cinnamon raisin bread is the best. That or like the King Supers used to do. They probably still do it. But at some of the stores they have croissant bread. Very good too. But yeah, just basic, dip it in there, put it in the pan, flip it around. But it takes a while to get through as many slices as I need to. So I'm gonna watch YouTube. But I'll be back with the results.
From the smart one to the dumb.
I'm not gonna tiny bit crazy, but I just set up Cole's like favorite Christmas decoration that his parents were so nice to gift us. It's his favorite from when he was a kid.
How does that feel? Is that right?
Yep, I think pecan is the choice.
Hold on, let me give you a close-up. Okay, it's Santa and Mrs. Claus, and she's knitting, and then there's this little kitten. I need to dust it, but it's actually so cute. I'm so obsessed with it. It technically rocks, but I think that might kind of scare me a little bit. But otherwise, I think it's so cute. Okay, we had leftovers from yesterday that Cole ended up taking for dinner tonight so that we actually get them eaten. So I'm gonna stay and make soup and cookies and just cook the rest of the day, which sounds magnificent. Just a little cooking, a little cleaning. But obviously my hair is really, really dirty and I feel like I can't be super productive until I kind of like zhuzh myself a little bit, which I don't know if that's like a normal thing. But I also have some purple shampoo for my blonde pieces. So I think I'm gonna do a hair mask and put some purple on my blonde just to kind of tone it. Just cancel any of the warmth out. I don't mind the warmth. The whole, like the goal is to get to a really icy blonde, but like I've been dyeing my hair red for about a year. So the fact that we got it this blonde the first go round is pretty good. But yeah, I'm gonna do purple on all these pieces and then the rest of my hair I'm just gonna put a little slick back in. It'll just make me feel like productive and clean. And I might put some, I have like a tiny bit of mascara left over on. We got home so late last night. We were hanging out with our friends and it was so fun, but everybody lives about, like it's almost an hour drive away from us. So we leave at like 1. We get home so late, but it was really, really fun. I adore our friends a lot, but I'm gonna slick this hair back and watch some YouTube, and then I'll come back and we're gonna have a really, really chill day. It'll be a nice calm afternoon now that I'm on break. It'll be nice to feel like I have an afternoon where I am just relaxed. I don't have to get up tomorrow morning. Like I just can breathe and I can get our house under control before the holidays. So as we travel around and drive all over the state of Colorado, our house is at least clean when we come home to it. And I'm sure we'll have leftover food, gifts, like all sorts of stuff to bring back with us. And so having like a clean slate and somewhere to put everything will be really nice. I'm done. Here's me in my bald-headed glory. I put on chapstick, more mascara, even though I shouldn't have, and slicked to the gods. So now I think I might cook some soup and I'll eat some for my tree. Anyways, I think I'm gonna cook some soup. I'm dying to use my new mixer. I'm dying to use her, so that'll definitely happen tonight. But I'm thinking I should make some soup and some garlic breads, and then I'll have it as like an early lunch, and then I'll eat some more later. and then I can do some chores around here, and I want to decorate. We have like a little tree in our bedroom that I have yet to decorate. And it's, what, the 21st? Here, I'll show y'all. I did pretty good at decorating like most of the house pretty early so that it stayed. And like the tree is up in our room. It just, like, I haven't put anything on the tree. But here she is. She's glorious. Cole and I, last year, we lived in a little condo. And so that was our Christmas tree for like our bedroom and like our Christmas tree. Like, I don't know, put our presents under it, whatever. So I want to decorate it because it's really cute, and it was like our first Christmas tree and all the decorations we like picked out together and stuff. So obviously we did for the big tree too, but I want to decorate our little tree as well. I have a bunch of laundry to do too, so there's lots to do. I just am like kind of fiddling about because I don't want to do any of it, and I'm hungry, so I should start cooking. But I don't want to do that either. But I guess we'll start some soup so that it has time to kind of cook up before I get ravenous. Okay, I just shredded a whole block of mild cheddar and then 2 blocks of sharp cheddar underneath there. And then we cut up 2 heads of broccoli. I'm about to cut up an onion, do a little roux, and start this darn soup. But I didn't want to show me cutting because I cut broccoli like a crazy person, and I'm very surprised I'm not bleeding right now, but it's fine. Okay, so in the pan we just have a shit ton of butter and some onions. So I'm going to caramelize all of that and then add flour to make like basically an onion and a roux. And then we start the actual soup making process. But this is step 1. Okay, ignore the milk that I splattered everywhere. But here's our soup, and now it just cooks on low until all the cheese melts and it all comes together. But very low, because if you put it any higher, that's when it like gets that like grainy texture. If you've ever had grainy broccoli cheddar soup, it's because it's on too high and the proteins in the cheese clump up like that. But it's just heavy cream, milk, chicken broth, garlic powder, salt, Italian seasoning, pepper, mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, and my broccoli. And the onions are all in there. But yeah, now she's just gonna cook for a while, and I'm gonna make some little garlic breads to go with it. Okay, this is how our soup is looking. She's melting it down. She's very cute. And then I just made like garlic butter. It was literally butter, salt, garlic powder, and Italian seasoning. Then I rubbed it all over this Italian bread from Walmart. That's like $1 and literally so good. And so I'm gonna put these in the oven and crisp them up while I kind of clean all of that. And then when these are done, this should be close. It'll hopefully even out pretty good. I'm eating my soup. It's not like the best thing I've ever made, but it's not that bad. It's starting to get dark here because it's like 4 p.m. I haven't done anything except make this soup and watch Fixer Upper, so afterwards I think we're gonna have to clean for a little bit, and I need to lock in, and then I'll let myself bake. So I'm still on my couch. I have fallen down a rabbit hole of people my age. Like, a lot of people that I went to high school with are back for break right now. And so they're posting more on Instagram, they're posting more TikToks, and I fall down the rabbit hole so quickly because I find, like, obviously I make vlogs and watch vlogs. Like, I find other people's lives so interesting. I just love consuming content pretty much. So yeah, I fell down a rabbit hole. Mostly on TikTok, because once I see one person, I'm like, oh my god, and she was friends with her. Like, I wonder if they're still friends. And then I scroll like 2 more videos down, and it's the friend, and I'm like, oh my god. Was I ever friends with them? No. But like, maybe we had a class together or something, and I just like, I don't know why, but I like to see familiar faces and like consume their content and be like, yes, she's eating down. Or like, the people, I feel like, What's some fun schools that people went to? I actually don't know. I can't think of any examples. But the people who go to the, like, big party schools, is big around, like, Halloween, too. Like, I love seeing everybody's little Halloween costumes. And I think it's, like, it's so fun for me to watch the content because I don't do any of that stuff. And I don't want to. I want to watch the videos and see the costumes. I don't want to participate, but I do love the content. And so I fall down rabbit holes really easily. And that's all I've been doing tonight. And I think it also is because I know I need to clean. So I'm like, my mind is subconsciously procrastinating. Because I know I need to clean my house. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It's not that bad. It's just, it's overwhelming where I'm sitting right now because our coffee table's bad. And I have the boxes from my mixer still out in this room. So it's just like, there's a lot going on in this room specifically that's overwhelming. But my actual house is not that dirty. But I have a lot I still need to get done tonight. But I need to clean first. So I need to lock in. I need to clean. I really want to bake still. And I really want to decorate my little Christmas tree in my room still. But I also need to shower and I need to watch Sunday service. So there's a bit of a laundry list going. And I don't know what. It's really not that late. It feels really late because it gets so dark so early. But it's not that late. So I really can get it all done. I just need to lock in now. So I think I'm going to put some music on my TV, set up my camera, hold myself accountable to actually clean, and then at least start the process. At least start the process of something. And Cole's not going to be home. Like, there's literally some nights when I don't have to be up the next morning. It's like, yeah, of course. Like, I'll just stay up till he gets home. Not tonight. Not tonight. Tonight's looking like a 3 a.m.er, which means he's gonna be home at 3:30 to 4-ish. And that's not me. She's so, hi baby, she's so cute.
Lord, for he has done glorious things. Let this be known to all the world. Shout aloud for joy, sing for joy, people of Zion, for great is the Holy One of Israel.
Okay, I just got done watching my service, and I didn't so much connect with service today as I did kind of the other Bible study type things I do. And if you're not somebody who wants to hear about faith or any Bible talk or anything like that, then just skip on ahead. But I also feel like I've personally hid my own faith and didn't talk about my own faith for so long that now having a place where I can speak on it and speak about its importance to me, I definitely want to use that to my advantage because I've never had that experience, and it makes me happy. Makes me happy. I'm not going to say it like saved my life or did, like, I feel like a lot of people say that, but you don't change overnight. You're not automatically saved. You put in the work and you're rewarded, in my eyes, at least. So in my kind of daily life, I have a app on my phone that gives me a daily Bible verse, and I have two things. I have a journaling Bible, and then I have this little notebook, and I call it my like prayer journal, but I'll show you kind of a good example. But I write down the verse and then the context of the verse, and then I write down my prayer every day, and it usually corresponds to the verse and the context given, and they all kind of match up. And so I do that, and that's amazing. But what really stuck out to me today, I opened my Bible to a random page. I've tried to read a Bible just front to back, and I have both the Old Testament and the New Testament in this specific journaling Bible. And I think as a beginner to reading the Bible and entering your faith, that can be really intimidating. And the language is very extreme in a lot of ways, especially in the Old Testament. And I don't think when you don't understand the context, the words can kind of take on a different meaning than what's intended. And I think by watching services and watching people talk about their faith in the Bible and relating verses to certain things, that's where I kind of started to understand. So I started just opening to random pages so that I could kind of dip my toes in instead of reading the entire Old Testament and then the entire New Testament. And eventually I want to do just a front to back reading, but this works better for me as I'm kind of exploring my faith and growing in it in this kind of beginning phase, I guess. I grew up very non-religious, extremely non-religious, and this goes into the verse I opened to, but I opened to Proverbs 31:24, and the title is The Woman Who Fears the Lord. And it is a passage on what makes a godly woman, or what stands out about a godly woman. And not only what makes her amazing, but the way her husband praises her, and the way her husband enjoys that his wife is also of godly intent, basically. But it basically speaks on how she cooks and cleans, but she's also kind and empathetic, and she has just such a loving heart, and she'll mend your clothes. She has strength, dignity. She is not ignorant. There's so many good lines throughout the entire verse that I love. And it's just hard to explain without context, but basically I grew up in an environment where you were to be a strong, independent woman. You were not to have to rely on a man. You were not to have to really even want to be around men. I feel like especially on social media and the type of social media I participated in, it was very, I want to say anti-men, but kind of anti-men. It's like they are always out to get you. They are always going to hurt you. They are always going to do these things. And then I personally had experiences where those things proved true. And when Cole and I dated 2 times. When we dated the first time, we entered the relationship, and I had the mentality he was going to hurt me. I could never trust him. I could never lean on him. We were in a relationship because I enjoyed him as a person. He made me laugh. He made me smile. We had classes together. We were also very young. But in the true sense of trusting or leaning on somebody or being in a true relationship, that was never going to be the case for me and him or me and anybody. And he has always had his head on so straight. He is the smartest person I've ever met in my life. And not only in an academic sense, but he has always had his morals and his values very aligned and very streamlined. He always knew what he believed and what he valued. And now that I know his family better as well, I can see exactly where that comes from. And I strive to do the same with my children, because he was that first time even, and the whole time I knew him before we even were dating, He knew exactly what he was doing at all times. There was no question. He knew his goals, he knew where he was going, and he knew what he wanted by his side in friends, in romantic relationships, in family. He's always had his head on so straight. And mine has always been everywhere. I have never been somebody, I've always had this pull of, I was taught to be very strong and independent and educated in the sense that you go to a 4-year college, you get a degree, you get a master's degree, you have a career. You are going to be a career woman. You are going to be an educated, independent woman. You're not going to have, sure, like, yeah, you'll probably have a family, you'll probably have a husband, but that's not your pride. Your pride came from the fact that you were independent and in a career. And there's no hate to that, because that is such a strong place to be. And I look up to so many women who are in that place, and that's what works for them. And that is their dream and their goal. And that is not a bad goal or dream to have. But for me personally, I've always wanted the family and the husband. I've never really wanted the career. I'll be honest, I've never really wanted the career. And that became very apparent when picking a degree in college was so difficult, because I wanted to be home with children. I wanted to be able to be present in my children's life. And there's a lot of careers that work great with that, but I wasn't necessarily interested in them. And that's kind of how I ended up with hair and my ability to be home, be with kids, be with family, and not only that, but have a close relationship with clients, with real people. I'm actively doing something every day. I'm not sitting and typing. I'm not, like, there's something so special about human connection. And I think that being in a career where I get to create connection for so many people is something that fills my cup personally a lot. And I will admit, I'm a very vain human being. I love putting on the makeup. I love doing my hair. I love feeling beautiful and being praised on my beauty. I love getting compliments from people on the street. And now it's like most of my hair color, because it's so like in your face and it's so vibrant, that I feel like I get a lot of compliments on that, and that fills my cup. And I love to compliment people. I love to go out and say I love people's outfits or hairs or jewelry and watching their face light up. And I love that human connection. And so hair always made sense, but that was not a path that I thought I could even take. And so when I decided to leave college and pursue that, it was like, not only was I choosing not to go to college, I had chosen not to play lacrosse anymore. I had chosen to basically rid myself of every single thing that had been my identity for my entire childhood, basically. And that was really, really, really hard. And it still is hard. I still have lingering feelings of, I had bad experiences with friendships. I had bad experiences with romantic relationships, family relationships. I had bad experiences with my own identity and feeling like I was being split into two when I finally had, nobody gave me the freedom to choose. I think I always had the freedom to choose. I didn't have the courage to choose. And when I finally mustered up the courage to choose and follow the direct path I wanted to, I was met with a lot of pushback, a lot of pushback. And now a lot of people are excited and come into the school and want to get their hair done, and it's amazing that I can do all this stuff, and now we're very, very supportive, and that has been a blessing of a change. But in the beginning, it was, oh my God, like, she's clearly off her rocker. She just quit 2 different colleges. Like, she's gotta be off her rocker. I had moved in with Cole, I had bought a house, like there were so many things going on that I think people just thought probably I was going insane, honestly. And so all of those experiences and feelings of not being good enough in a sense, or not following the right path, I think lead me to question my ability to be the great wife and mother I've always wanted to be. Because when I finally get to that goal that I've like basically clawed through like everything, dug through everything to finally get the chance and opportunity to be this type of woman, to be this godly woman who has the most amazing, well-behaved, happy children and family, and a husband who praises me and loves me and values all the things I bring to a home. When I finally get the chance to do that, there is a piece of my brain that will tell me that I'm still not going to be good enough. My brain, I don't think, will ever be able to fully allow me to trust and believe that I will be good enough, that it'll be stable, that it'll stay. And that's something I've worked on for years and will continue to work on, and I hope one day it's just not even in my brain at all, and I have no doubt. And Cole has been the most patient human being with it all, because that's a hard thing to explain to somebody when they've done nothing wrong. He's given me no reason to doubt him, to not trust him. It's all the other experiences I've had that have planted that doubt, and now I have to work through that. And it's just such little things that he does to reassure me that I don't even ask for. And he'll send me Instagram reels about how, like, basically saying how much he appreciates me making this house a home and picking out the decorations and the furniture, or decorating for Christmas, or putting pictures of us up everywhere, or the cooking, the cleaning, making sure he has something different to eat at work every day. Or he expresses all of it through every single love language somehow. He'll sit down and tell me, he'll get me gifts, he'll make me tea every night, he'll, he sends me Instagram reels, he'll send me voice messages saying goodnight when he's gone. Like, there's so many things he does that have, I think, rewired my brain in so many ways. And I'm so grateful. And this passage of my Bible was just in perfect timing, because this morning I was having a moment of doubt, and Cole does such a good job of reassuring me, but he still has to go to work at the end of the day, right? He still has to go to work. He has to leave the house, and he can't reassure me all day. So there's a time and a place where I have to sit up and not let myself wallow in it, and not let myself dig a deeper hole, and I have to lean on other things besides him and lean on myself. And one of those things that I found really works for me is God in my faith. And then to open to this verse, I thought was just a very special moment that I wanted to share, because again, I don't get to talk about my faith very often. I can talk about it to Cole and some of the girls at school, and one of our friends, but there's not a ton of people in my life I can really talk about it with. So it's nice to sit and get my words out and talk about how this is so special to me, even if it's just to a phone and myself. So that's kind of how my service went, how my Bible study went, and I think this video is going to be long enough, honestly. We'll see. I might throw some footage of me baking or something in here, but there's been a lot of talking, there's been a lot of filming today, so I will say like and subscribe now. If you see footage of me baking after this, then great. But if not, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one whenever that comes to be. And I appreciate anybody who watches any of these videos and listens to my long rambles, because I have nobody else to ramble to, especially when Cole's gone. So thank you. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I'll see you in the next one.